What are you and your mom doing in my home? What do you mean we live here? Excuse me, sorry. The little girl looked at me so innocently. I really believed what she was saying. But this is my home. Surely you have a place of your own. We do, but Dad gets angry if you come there. So we're here now. He says you should be taken away and left in a special place like the others. But Mom says you never come back from there. A forest came to mind, straight out of a crime report. Dense, ominous, with police and dogs combing every inch. Maybe I was being dramatic? What kind of place is that? I don't know. I've never been there. The girl shrugged innocently. But Mom will have to take you there if you misbehave. That didn't help. I had to get out of here. Call police. Someone picked up on the other end right away, as usual. A woman is holding me in my own apartment with her daughter and elderly mother. Oh, it's you. Goodbye. Strange reaction. Very strange. What is this place we're living in? The girl gave me a disapproving look. Don't bother anyone. They already know everything. Trader in? First things first, I had to try the classic way out the door. I'll find your dad. Talk to him, and you'll be able to go home. Wait here for me. No. The girl's voice trembled with outrage. You can't go out without Mom. Otherwise, she won't be able to fix anything. Fix what? Everything. Mom says she wasn't careful enough, and now everything's like this. She's sad. She wants to make things right. Her words left me even more confused. What is this woman after? Is she trying to replace someone with me? Then why didn't the others work out? It was all twisting into a tight, anxious knot I didn't want to unravel. Don't worry. I tried to smile. Mom won't find out. I'll be back really soon. In the hallway, the old woman still stood there, indifferent. The keys weren't in their usual spot. Looked like it was locked from the outside. I listened. Someone was coming down the stairs. Hey, I'm in here. Are they running away? I started knocking harder, but no one responded. Don't make noise. The girl's voice was angry. No one will answer anyway, and Mom will get upset. Okay, I won't. I'm sorry, why? I'll decide for myself how to behave, sweetheart. Dad's older sister like that too, and then she got lost. Good evening, dear. The creaky old man's voice repeated. Do you know who I am? No, should I? Oh, of course not. No need. His agreement came far too quickly. Let's get acquainted. How old are you? I don't have time to answer your questions. See, I'm your friend. I know it's hard to believe, but I assume you're currently in an apartment with a strange little girl, correct? Yes. Who do you think she is? The daughter of the woman who locked me in here. You're right. And as strange as it may sound, you need to wait for this woman to return. What does she want? She only wants you. Who are you anyway? Who are you anyway? Are you working with her? No, I'm a police officer. Just do what she says and everything will be fine soon. And now I have to go. Call this number if anything happens, and don't go anywhere. I felt I couldn't trust him. If only I could call my husband. I told you, we need a home game. The girl again. All right, I've got one. You'll be the princess who needs saving from the evil witch in the hallway. I'll be the sorceress who comes to help. What do you think? The girl lit up. Hooray, let's play. Mommy doesn't really like it when I play like that with you, but we won't tell her, okay? Deal. You hide in the bedroom for now. I'll stay here casting my spells. No, I don't want to hide. I want to cast spells with you. Hiding is part of the mission. It's easier for me to do this alone, sweetheart, than to ask for your help. The spell is just too powerful. Well, all right, I'll listen. I had to act fast. I walked to the window, opened it, and shouted, Help! I'm being held here. There's a child with me. Help! The window faced the courtyard. Mothers were playing with their kids, who they'd build up an appetite before dinner. A group of teens sat on a bench. 2 men were chatting near a parked car. Just a few people, mostly children, turned their head towards me for a second, then went right back to what they were doing. I remember what they teach you to yell when you're in danger. Help! Fire! We're burning! This time the response was even weaker. Only one little boy stared at me, walked up to his mom, whispered something in her ear, glanced back and forth between her and me. How can people be so heartless? They must have thought I felt like I didn't exist. You're yelling again. Stop it. It's part of the game. I'm calling for help so they'll rescue us from the witch. That's not how you get rescued from her. I'll show you. The girl took my hand. I looked more closely at the whole old woman. She seemed even paler than before. I came right up to her and realized there's no warmth coming off of her at all. She couldn't be alive. Standing before me was a pale, shriveled corpse of a person, just a shell, reacting only to her simple external cues. She was staring right at me, motionless. I recoiled in fright, unable to look away from the old woman who kept drilling into me with her unblinking gaze. You need to move her so she goes away. But I couldn't bring myself to touch her. Don't be scared. Push her. With trembling hands, I touched her palms and, with some effort, tried to gently push her. The old woman began resisting, pressing back against me. I couldn't hear her breathing. I could just feel her searing cold. I could just feel the searing cold of her hand. I took another step, and in response, the old woman instantly relaxed. What is this? A mechanized scarecrow? A figment of a sick imagination only a human being is capable of? In despair, I swung both my hands, but instead of stepping back, the old woman swung back. Her face twisted with a determined grimace, and her fist flew straight at me. Now it was my turn to defend. I blocked her blows with all my strength, trying to grab her hands, but again I met the icy cold. The old woman vanished. The girl screamed. I looked at my palms. They were covered in blood. I needed to wash it off. In the bathroom, the old woman was staring at me again. We're the old woman, and it's a mirror. And we just broke a mirror. Everything began to darken. The last thing I heard was the girls crying. Where is he? How long has it been since he called? Since I saw him. He said everything would be fine soon. He was supposed to be here.
The number you have dialed is not in service. Please hang up and check the number again.
I have to try again.
The number you have dialed is not in service.
I felt a lump in my throat. What could have happened? That's right. Last time he told me something about his work happened. Some kind of incident. What did he call it? I have to find him. What's the emergency? I want to report a missing person. My husband. He went on an expedition and hasn't made contact since. A pause. I hear a quiet sigh, then muffled tapping of keys. Your address and your husband's name? The address. Yes, of course, the address. It's better if you identify it yourself by the phone number and the name. Hello? Hello? Did you hang up? They're not going to help. I need to write a missing person notice. That's what people do when someone disappears. Yes, good idea. People should know he's gone. They'll help me find him. Missing person. Who? My husband. His name is... His name? What does it matter what his name is? The important thing is to find him. When? Last night. No. A week ago? But does that really matter? What matters is that he hasn't called. I have to put the notice up. Quickly. You're wondering again. The little girl suddenly emerged from deep within the house. Who are you, sweetheart? What's your name? What took you so long? Oh! She's confused again. That woman. This couldn't go on any longer. She needs to go. I didn't run from conflict, but I don't seek it without cause. I want resolution, not a fight. I'll find the words to make her leave. If not, I'll find another civilized way to remove her. But first, I need to understand why she keeps coming back. What's going on here? So, we're meeting again for the first time. Her stare grew more focused. I crumbled the notice in my hand without thinking. She noticed it right away. First, explain what's going on. We're your family. What kind of nonsense is that? You see, this is you. We replaced the mirror. We'll be more careful to keep it slid back from now on. The longer I stared into it, the longer the heavy sense of recognition became. Maybe it was some kind of trick. This can't be me. I'm only 24. Who was that woman? You always say that, Grandma, but we love you anyway. They weren't surprised. They weren't confused. My stomach tightened. A flare of panic lit up in my chest. Mom, Dad's been gone for 40 years. The woman looked at me with mild, tired sympathy. This isn't the first time you've written that notice. Please give it to me, and let's go have dinner. No, that's not true. I remember us talking. He asked me. Did you get that little statue I sent you? And I really like the statue. Yes, it's adorable. It's a replica from the dig or the last one. The last one. I ordered a whole bunch for the artist. Too bad you weren't on the video. Or was there? What year was it again? I wish I could see the original with you to look at it. My husband found this with his own two hands. Too bad there's no plaque. And it's a good thing there isn't. I've always felt awkward when there's too much, or when I'm praised. He simply couldn't have answered any other way. And then that woman came. Why didn't he tell me how to get rid of her so we could finish our conversation? He would have sensed something was wrong and given me some advice, like he always did. Try not to open the door anymore. Maybe this won't last long. And she would have left, and we would have talked and talked. Mom, are you with us? Are you okay? Leave me alone. Yes, I'm fine. How can I be okay? This worries me. I'm calling now. Just sit here for a bit, Mom. And you, set the table. Okay, Mom. Hello, how are things on your end? I'm afraid worse. Today, neither remembers nor the reflection are working. She just froze. I don't know what to do. You don't have to manage this alone. Why taint your last memories of your mother when the end is already looming? All the paperwork with the clinic is signed. They know where you are. One call and they'll be there. Your only task is to be happy for your daughter. I know. But I want to help her and to care for her myself, not visit once a week in some facility. Tell me what I can do, not what you would do. There was a long sign on the other end of the line. It's your choice, but I still think it's a good option. She'll be looked after around the clock, and you'll have more energy for yourself and your daughter. The woman ignored the remark. All right, describe how she's behaving. She's calm in her own way. She expressed her thoughts and feelings clearly, without excessive aggression, but also without too much compromise. She orients herself first, then acts. Perhaps the mere incident is the only exception. Otherwise, I'd say she reacts reasonably to what she says. The problem is exactly what she sees. She relives her last conversation with Dad over and over. It looks like an oppressive thought. Do you think she would agree with this description of herself? Yes. Good. At least she still has a true sense of who she is. I understand. I have some ideas about what to do. Let me schedule you for a morning appointment when she's usually in a better state. But what should I do right now? How should I behave? What if she gets worse? Because I do something wrong. You're doing everything right, but even right choices don't lead to a positive result. All right, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow then. The call ended, but the woman looked at me tiredly and left the room. In my head, I heard that familiar voice again. Hi, how are you feeling? But I already knew it didn't exist. I let the voice flow, trying to imagine every detail that could have been in our conversation. Every detail except his name, which I had forgotten. You know, we never called again. I'm so sorry. I was looking for you, waiting for you. You just couldn't. You know how much I want this not to be true. I wish I could be there too. But you are here. We are talking. I hear you. So everything's okay, right? Everything's okay. I'm always with you, dear. My lips trembled. But it's not just me here. Look around, our family. They're here. They're waiting for you to let them in. Memories surface, then scatter like dry leaves in the wind. You have to choose them, not me. How? Go to those who wait for you. To those who live for you now. Don't hold on. It sounds like it's not just a request. It's inevitable. In my ears, the sound of the last dial tone flickers. Grandma, should we have dinner? I've already prepped everything. She stands there and waits for me, and suddenly it gets a little easier. The phone disappears as if it was never there. But now it's not scary anymore. Yes, dinner sounds like a good idea. The smell. The air smells something familiar, like home. Everything is fine. What a cozy room. Calm, but somehow different. Not mine. Am I here for the first time? A sofa, a nightstand, a table, a phone. Is this mine? Probably. I live here, right? But something is missing. The nightstand is empty. But why does that feel strange? Something is lost. My hands find a smooth surface, a slight wear on the wood. Has it been here long? But what? I close my eyes, trying to remember. Nothing. only silence. If I don't remember, it must not matter. The walls are cold to the touch. Fingers slowly glide over the surface, as if trying to recall a familiar texture. But nothing comes. Footsteps echo loudly in the corridor. The space feels empty, too big. Why is it so strange? Why am I so unfamiliar? The mirror. Someone's looking from it. Grandma? Do I know her? My hand slowly reaches out, touches the glass. Cold. So it's real. The face is unfamiliar. Is this me? Wrinkled hands, dry skin, blush veins. Have I always looked like this? The reflection is silent. Somewhere deep in my chest, a familiar feeling rises, but it dissolves like a fog. No name, no memory, only emptiness. My eyes lose focus. The glaze slides over the glass, but nothing catches anymore. Just an object, just a reflection. Why am I here? Is someone there? Warmth, the smell of something edible, milk, porridge. The air is thick, dense, as if absorbing the sounds around. At a table, a woman sits. She's doing something, leaning over the table. Her shoulders are tense. Next to her, a little girl, a spoon in her hand, quietly eating. Too quiet. Why such silence? There should always be noise in the kitchen conversations, shouldn't there? Who are you? But does it really matter how to behave with them? Still, this is better than having no choice at all. My throat burns. My voice sounds strange, rough. The woman freezes, slowly turns around. Dark, tired eyes. There's something else in them. Pain, sadness, annoyance. I'm your daughter, and this is your granddaughter. Her voice is steady, emotionless, like she said this 1,000 times before. The word doesn't catch on any memory. Just a sound, empty, insignificant. Mom, I wasn't even married. You were. The woman's answer sounds tired. The girl looks too. Big eyes, a serious face, too grown up for a child. Are you my little sister? The voice was softer than I wanted it to be. The girl glanced briefly at the woman, then continued. Yes, I'm your little sister. Today we'll play together. Warmth spread through my chest. How wonderful. Today we would play. I needed to finish my porridge quickly and what? The thought slipped away like threads slipping through fingers. What was I even thinking about? The spoon in my hand, the bowl before me. Something important, something pleasant. I lowered my gaze to the bowl. The main thing was to finish the porridge. The rest didn't matter. Outside the window, it's bright. The yard. People are walking somewhere. Who are they? Where to? A beautiful day. Yes, Mom. A beautiful day. You stayed with your daughter and granddaughter. You navigated the situation with relative calm and confidence. Even if you didn't understand everything and your daughter decided she can still manage caring for you. You don't know who she is, but you feel comfortable beside this woman. You were able to accept your husband's death even if you don't remember him. I need a second here. So I had no idea how this game was going to turn out. Nothing at all. But that storyline. It hit way too close to home. After my grandpa died, my grandma came and moved in with us. My mom, my dad, and me. I was helping my mom take care of her after my dad passed, while she started battling dementia. She couldn't remember me. She knew my mom, but didn't know it was her. So, and she didn't get really aggressive too much. But we did end up having to find a place locally for her. So my mom would visit her pretty much 2 to 3 times a day, if not more. Meanwhile, I couldn't visit her at all because, well, I did visit her every now and again, but we didn't really get along too much. And I kind of feel like my teenage years was taken a bit. Well, not my teenage, young adult years was taken from me because I would go to school, come home, high school, come home, and basically have to take care of her, make sure everything was okay with the house, make sure she had food, water, and everything. And I know it's not right. I do know it in my head. We never got along. From the time that we met, I was always a grandpa's child. I don't know what it was, but we just never clicked as grandparent and grandchild. But her husband, my grandpa, we did. So, and then when it came time to school, homework, sleep, and then I had to take care of her on top of all of that. And then after I got out of school, it was work, come home, take care of her, while my mom was working full time as well, but I was home more, so I had more of the position, and the room she stayed in was right next to mine, so I was easier to hear when she needed help. I'm rambling. I've got to go. Thank you guys. Have a good one. And like I said, I don't blame her at all for what happened. You cannot help developing dementia. You can't control who in your family you click with, who you connect with. She was always nice to me, don't get me wrong. But we never had that bond. So it was just like, she's just another family member. I couldn't see her as anyone special because in my mind she just felt like just another person, just a family member. I didn't see her as someone special like my grandpa was. And I do hate that a lot, that I didn't get to know her a little bit better and kind of bond with her more. But you know what they say, hindsight's 20/20, and you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So I will leave you at that. Thank you and have a good one. Bye, guys.